Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today we are reviewing the movie called Killer Trainer, even though I found another poster where it was called Blood, Sweat, and Lies. I guess both work, but they're both cringy, so yeah. Anyways, let's get into this. It is another Fatal Attraction movie because I am fatally attracted to them. Yeah? Okay. Moving on. Uh And it's kind of a silly one at that, in my opinion. They were like red flags going up all over the place, and like the main character was just ignoring them. But yeah, so let's get into it.
A rock.
Oh, it's a tiny piece of the Alps.
So they end up breaking up because they've been together for, I think she says like 5 years or something along those lines, a long time. And he presents her with a box that looks like a ring box. And when she opens it, it's actually a rock. And she's like, bro, what the... Yeah. So yeah, they break up, and then the movie actually starts. So once Carter's, that's her boyfriend's name. Once Carter's done, her and her friend are like reminiscing or whatever about days long gone. And her friend's like, hey, I go to this awesome gym. You should come with me and, get back into the swing of things. Leave him alone. Blah, 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 blah. Which is where she meets the quote unquote the killer trainer. And yeah, the story begins.
How you doing? You doing okay?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I just feel a little out of my depth.
Look, I remember my first time here. I was so nervous I nearly had a panic attack.
Yes, 1,000 times yes. You should obviously train with him and, sleep with him, get married, maybe have his children.
No.
Just a real quick question here. Do people have friends who actually act like this? Because I never have. I'm just curious. I was like, does anyone have a friend like this? Let me know in the comments. So he ends up offering her a free gym session as like a welcome to the gym sort of thing. Which initially she declines, but then she's like, what the heck, I may as well. So she ends up agreeing to do it. And he's charming and all that jazz, so it's like, what could go wrong? I don't know, the name of the movie. Also, just like a little funny little tidbit here is every time her and her friend and the trainer too are in the gym working out, they have there's not a bead of sweat on them. Makeup is perfect, just like it would be. Not one hair out of place either.
Good. Excellent work. Good job.
Thanks.
So the next important piece is she meets her I guess her next love interest. I can't think of his name right now. But he comes into the art gallery that she owns, and he's suave, smooth, tall, dark, and handsome. Basically, is what I would call it.
Just let me babble on like I was introducing him to you, like you just wandered in off the street.
I did just wander in off the street, but yes, I know it's work. I was just enjoying watching you do yours.
But Melissa's the main character, and she's back in the gym with the trainer, and she's like, I want to do a muscle up, which is that move where you lift yourself up on the bar, like all the way up on the bar with your arms. So they're pretending to train because I don't know what they're doing. Once again, there's no sweat on anybody. And then he weirdly gets down on one knee to give her a fitness tracker that he claims is covered by the fee when she signed up for the gym. I honestly don't know if it is. I don't think they ever really bring up if it is.
By the initiation fee, all right? This tracks your calories, it tracks your sleeping pattern, how much you walk. So, that's for you. If you give me your phone, I can set it up for you.
That's really nice of you. Thank you so much.
But he definitely does not use this tracker to do odd things that I actually don't think he would be able to do, but I don't know. Well, we'll get into it later when it comes up, but yeah, basically he ends up setting it up for her on her phone because apparently she's a child or something and doesn't know how to set up an app on her phone. So he has to set it up for her, which, you know, gets him access to her phone basically, which again will come into play later and we'll get into it when it does. So with that scene also, you know, we see that he's able to track her heartbeat. I don't really know why he smiled. I guess because it worked, maybe, and he didn't know if it would work. I don't know, but yeah, so now he can track her heartbeat, which will come into play in a really funny way later. Just wait for it. So with that scene also, you know, we see that he's able to track her heartbeat. I don't really know why he smiled. I guess because it worked, maybe, and he didn't know if it would work. I don't know, but yeah, so now he can track her heartbeat, which will come into play in a really funny way later. Just wait for it. So her friend Leslie's car breaks down. And you know, she calls her up and she's like, "Hey, come get me, please." So, you know, of course Melissa's like, "Yeah, of course." So he goes to get her and Leslie's on her phone for the duration of the drive. Now, granted, I don't know how long the drive was, but for the duration of the drive, Leslie then hands her her phone and she's like, "I jailbroke your phone for you." Again, correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Please let me know. I have jailbroken an iPod before and I needed my laptop in order to do it. Maybe you don't need it now. I don't know. But I remember I needed my laptop to jailbreak. Anyways.
Okay, if you can pull yourself away from the electronics for a second, we have arrived.
Well, to say thank you, I jailbroke your phone and made all the little icons into little flowers.
Oh, wow, that's so invasive.
Yeah, and this also, I believe, is to establish that her friend Leslie is supposedly really into tech and things, which is sort of a setup for one scene that happens later. So, this, by the way, her having to pick up Leslie makes her late to the gym. So, arriving to the gym, you know, Trey's like, "Hey, what happened? You're supposed to be here already." And she's, you know, explains what happened. And Trey makes this face where it's like, mm-hmm. And she's like, "What's that face?" And his explanation is dumb.
I've kind of seen this thing before. You know, someone starts to make progress, and people that have been supporting them, they just start to derail them in small ways. I don't know.
No, I don't think that's what's happening.
No, I'm sure you're right.
So Melissa has a date later that night, I believe, with the guy from the art museum, Adam, I believe his name. And for one scene, they do show Trey watching them like have a goodnight kiss, you know, as he's dropping her off. Next day at the gym, Trey's being weird to me, anyways. I would have definitely been like, "Is that your business?" But he's like, "You're so tired, late night," nonchalantly, of course. Like, "Yeah, I had a date," and he's like, "Oh, really? Is it serious?" And when she's like, she's seeing him again on Saturday, which I don't know what day it is, but like 2 dates in 1 week isn't anything. And he's like, "It's moving kind of fast." I'm like, "What are you talking about, sir?"
I think when you see something you want, you go for it, right?
Right.
Thanks. See you next time.
So she's out on her next date with Trey, and they talk about God knows what, couldn't care. And then they start kissing and blah blah blah. And this is the payoff I was talking about with the watch. Just watch the scene. Look at his face. Like, he is so disturbed. The look on his face. Oh, dear Lord. So it's the next morning, and, Melissa's leaving for the gym, but oh, who is randomly outside uh, participating in normal trainer behavior?
Hey!
Trey, you scared me. What are you doing here?
You weren't on time, so I figured you might like a nice walk to the gym this morning.
Okay,
Yeah? Cool.
sure.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, here. Made that for you.
Thank you.
Hey, Melissa, you forgot your phone.
Thanks. Adam, this is Trey. Trey, this is Adam.
Oh, yeah. Heard so much about you. Nice to meet you.
About to be mutual, I'm sure.
Well, I should get going. Door's locked. Enjoy your workout.
Thanks.
It's nice to meet you, man.
Yeah, you too. Take care of her for me.
Should we go?
So I do think, though, Adam should have been a little concerned about her trainer randomly being outside her house when she didn't say he would be. Like, or at the very least, it should have been a question for later. Like, hey, was he supposed to meet you outside your house? No, that's weird. I'm just, I would think it's weird unless I was like reading a romance book, and then I'd be like, oh, that's really sweet. But no, in real life, that's weird. That's cause for concern. So at the gym, I think, in my opinion, he was sort of trying to make her pay for, what she did. Because he he gave her a bottle of whatever tea or whatever to drink, and that was laced with something, and she ends up passing out. But I also think she ends up passing out because he's making her run really fast on the treadmill. So, like, combined, it makes her pass out, in my opinion. So, yeah.
Go.
And he cooks. He's an amazing cook. Oh, he's an amazing cook.
Let me get you a bottle of water.
It's just so amazing.
So after, she passes out, she's talking with Leslie about her passing out and all that. And then Leslie, brings up the art guy, Adam, to which, Melissa's like, he hasn't actually reached out to me in a while. And so Leslie's like, well, she's basically just telling her not to think too much about it. But then we get a kind of important piece of plot that I don't think they ever mentioned until towards the end of the movie again. In fact, my first viewing, I definitely didn't like really think anything of it when they said it. I barely remembered it. But Leslie mentions there was some guy who would send her letters when they went to school before, back in college.
Guy. Who's that guy with the hearts? The hearts guy.
What?
The construction paper hearts guy. Come on, he was like that weird shy guy, big guy. Come on, what was his name?
I don't remember. I don't know.
So that scene ends with Melissa and Leslie getting into an argument over her working out too much. And of course, Melissa hears Trey in the back of her mind saying her friend's trying to derail her. But so she goes to the gym, and she goes to the gym a lot. But she goes to the gym, she hands Trey her phone to put in the lockers, which I don't know why the lockers are in one of the trainer's offices. It's sort of weird, but apparently she also doesn't lock her phone. And I actually think that's a different phone than what Leslie was looking at earlier. Anyways, so he sees a text message that comes in, Trey, from Adam. Basically, Adam is apologizing that he hasn't been in touch and he wants to, meet her. But Trey does not want to let that happen. So the next morning, Adam comes to meet Melissa at the gym, but she's not there. But Trey is. Trey lets him in, and he's like, "Oh, Melissa must have forgot she invited you." And somehow he gets Adam to do some lifts. And I guess he's already at the gym. He's like, may as well. He's like, yeah, I'll spot you. So Adam, one, he blocks Melissa's number in, or Trey blocks Melissa's number in Adam's phone. And then he turns up music really loudly. And then when Adam is like, all right, take the weights, because, you know, it's too much, Trey just like watches. Yeah, so that's you.
Okay, take it. Take it.
Later that day, I'm assuming, you know, she's back with Trey training and he's showing her self-defense moves. I guess it's been real weird. And finally, she realizes that he is weird. Like, he's not acting normal. That's what, yeah, no, just watch.
Got it. Yeah, I got it.
So she ultimately, after this though, decides she wants some time away from the gym. Thank goodness. Because bro, weird. But Trey's like, let's weigh in one more time just to see your progress. And of course he gaslights her and he's like, oh my gosh, you gained a pound. And she's like, yeah, the heck with you, bro. And you know, yeah, goes to leave. So almost directly after this, she goes to her gallery and lo and behold, it's been broken into and everything's been, you know, torn apart. Can't imagine who may have done that. Just a random thing that literally has nothing to do with anything, I feel like. Um, her ex shows up, Carter, and he's like, I'm here to get my last box. And then he's like, wow, you look incredible. And I would just like to note that the only difference between her and the beginning of the movie when they were together is her hair is now down.
Just stopped by to get my last box of stuff. Wow, you look incredible.
So, yeah. All she had to do was let her hair down. I can't. While Carter's there, he drops like a little nugget of information where he's like, hey, your new boyfriend has been sending me threatening text messages, tell him to stop. And she's like, what you talking about, bro? So of course she calls over Leslie, who we established earlier is a tech person. Yeah. And she's like, so somebody's been using my number to send messages. How would they do that? Yes, how would they do that?
If someone were sending Carter weird texts,
I'll find out who. Just let a master work. And I also need to remember Carter's number because I blocked it out when he dumped you. Me too. Bingo. Take a look at this.
Wow, how'd you do that? That's like magic.
More like advanced computer science. So, yeah, magic.
Is that even legal? Oh, jeez.
Okay,
So what are we looking at?
Carter's incoming texts. This is the longest one.
Yeah, no, 100%. This is not a thing. I don't buy any of this with this weird black screen and her. So Leslie comes up with the brilliant idea that she will go to the gym and go look around Trey's office and see if she can find any proof that he was messing with her phone, because they deduced that he was the only one who would have had access to her phone, which kudos to them for that, I suppose. Also, they give us a little scene where we see Trey's sort of inner turmoil. He used to be picked on when he was younger because he was You know, he didn't look like he did now. He was a bigger kid, so, you know, thus began his obsession with becoming ripped, I suppose. Right, the kids called him Lunch Tray. Okay. So finally we get a little bit more into you know, the climax of the story. We're getting to it. So Leslie is sneaking into his office. She's looking around and she finds a photo album. At the very back, she finds a picture of someone that she knows as quote unquote Lunch Tray. So yes, here we figure out that Leslie, Melissa, and Trey all went to school together. Plot twist. But also Trey, it's something about being a thriller slash horror movie villain, I suppose, is he somehow has the uncanny ability to know when someone is somewhere where they shouldn't be and they're alone. So he appears and he attacks her.
Trey. Trey is Lunch Tray?
So Melissa can't get a hold of Leslie. And then she checks her, what is it, the fitness app that Trey downloaded for her at the very beginning, and she realizes that he had access to it this whole time, so she severs the connection. And he has a fit over this, and I don't really know why, because it's not like it told him her location. It just told him how fast her heart was going, and I don't really know why he really even cares about that. Then the next scene is Adam is looking for Melissa, and he goes to her art studio and sees that it's been vandalized, you know, and of course he's like, what happened? What's going on? He's looking around and Trey attacks him. Again, uncanny ability to know where people are, where they're alone. I don't know. It's dumb. So Melissa goes to the gym because that's the last place she knew Leslie was. And she finds her in like a locker or a cupboard or something like that, you know, and finds her and she's unconscious.
Okay, hang on. Oh, Leslie.
So, I don't know, Melissa's not the smartest cookie in the pack, because, so, you know, she's like, I think her phone dies, and she runs to the phone in Trey's office, and she calls the police, and she's like, ambulance, please, and then she hears Trey whistling, and she just stops talking to the police, which I suppose she could whisper, but that's fine, I suppose, but then she puts the phone down, but, like, not on the cradle, and Trey enters and he's immediately like, "What? What's going on?" And he realizes somebody's there, right? I don't know.
Ma'am, I don't know if you can hear me, but we've traced.
So now Trey knows she's there, and it's cat and mouse as they're running through the gym. I feel like it's a lot bigger than it was before. And she finds Adam comically tied with jump ropes to the to the training ring. And my question is why? Like, did he think she would just show up, I guess, to the gym? I don't know. His plan is very confused, I think.
Adam?
You forgot this?
So Trey corners her and he just makes it real uncomfortable. He's like, sweet Mel, and touches her face. And I'm like, please stop. I'm so uncomfortable right now. So they did a good job with that, at least. His face.
Sweet Mel. I'm never going to let anyone hurt you.
So here Trey also reveals that he was her secret admirer from way back when. The guy that Leslie mentioned when they were sitting by the pool who would like send her letters. Yeah, so he's that guy. He's been stalking her since like high school or something. I don't know. But so she does something to incapacitate him and for some reason goes to the monkey bars hoists herself on top of them. And I don't know why running to the door wasn't an option. I don't know, but I feel like it was just a, you know, she finally did it moment, because that's what she was working towards the whole movie, is trying to lift herself up. I guess kind of a bad time, I think, to have a triumphant moment. So they try and give her this really like badass one-liner, but it's just dumb. He's like talking to Adam, who's unconscious, by the way, so he can't even hear him, and he's like, "You think you could have Mel? I fell for her when I first saw her." And she jumps off the monkey bars onto him, and she's like, "Fall for me now." And I'm like, oh boy.
Look at you. You think Mel could ever be yours? You'll never have what we have. I remember the first moment I fell for her.
Fall for me now.
So she like chokes him out, I guess, and then she frees Adam, who miraculously wakes up as soon as the jump rope restrains her off of him. So Trey does pop back up, and he knocks out Adam, who's just, and you know, he hops on top of Mel, and he's like, "You can't leave me, fine." And she hits him with a dumbbell, and he's out. And then the police arrive, thank goodness, because she called them a long time ago. They should have been there already. But she had to have her girl power moment, so that's fine. She wins the day.
It's okay.
Run.
No.
Forever and always. It's me and you, baby. That's it. Okay? It's okay.
Get off me.
Next scene, her, Leslie, Adam, they're at her gallery that's all nice and shiny again. And, you know, everything's happily ever after until Adam drops her mail. And one of the letters is from Trey from jail.
No.
What is this?
Don't freak out. It's an everyday thing.
You're not concerned?
Not in the least.
He's just happy and crazy in his jail cell, as long as they give him construction paper so he can write "My Melissa" on it. I don't know. Movie is over. This is my second time watching it, and it is amusing. It's been amusing both times. I wasn't expecting one twist, I guess, the one where he turns out to be some random person from their high school. But my recommendation is, yeah, go ahead and watch it. If you're bored, it'll make you smile because it's so cringy. But yeah, so thank you so much for hanging out and watching the movie with me. If you like the movie, please give it a like, subscribe, comment if you want to, and hope to see you in the next one. Oh, also, I do Twitch. Check below and you can see the link to get there. Okay, bye. Is good.